Jocelyn Munoz, and I'm currently enrolled here at Woodstock High School. Currently I have a retail job at Carter's, which targets toddlers and infants, and I also volunteer at my local church at their local daycare on Sundays during Mass. For my senior project, I created it around early education, which mainly focusing on preschool teachers. I decided to choose my niece's preschool teacher as a project facilitator. Her name was Connie Bartlett, and she was very kind, very sweet. She really cared for her children, and it was very difficult to meet up with her as she had 2 jobs. She had one over the weekend, and of course her hours were the same as my school hours. So it was definitely difficult meeting up with her, but we managed to work it out, and she gave me lots of information in our first meeting as to how toddlers work and how they have different minds than us and how they definitely need a slower pace of thinking than we do. And another struggle I had was finding a new medium, as every single year senior project is created differently from the past, and I had my mindset since freshman year that I would have a hard copy lesson plan with paper and a binder, and I then realized that we could not. It was preferred to be electronic, so I had to look up different mediums and different websites and different blogs. So I decided to go with Blogspot since it seemed to be the easiest and free, and it had nice templates and it was user friendly. Preschool children are definitely different than regular elementary school children, as they are still developing and their brains are not fully capable of as much as a 5-year-old would, since the 3 to 4-year-old gap is definitely a lot more different than the 5-year-old gap. It was different as they still have to improve on their motor skills and sensory skills, and so it was definitely difficult for me to figure out lessons, as I didn't want to introduce multiplication at a really young age. They still needed to learn basics such as shapes, and so I looked up different lessons on Pinterest. Was especially helpful since many users had their own blogs connected, and I could just look up theme ideas and go off from there. So for my product, I decided to do a virtual lesson plan, and it contained 10 different pages for 10 lesson plans and 5 days for each lesson plan. So for my first lesson, that was the first day of school. And here we have their first day at the first day of school, and we have a circle time to talk about everything that's happening and introduce them to the concept of school and tell them it's not scary. So we send home basic papers such as About My Child, which allows parents to give us information about their children so we can better educate them. And we also send home Welcome to Preschool, which is a basics of our school and a basics of our schedule and what would be going on. So here we have our phone number and our schedule, such as 3 activities, a story time, and lunch, and we usually just pack up and then dismiss. We also, with every activity, there will be a link with the activity, and it has their purpose, directions, everything needed, and an example. So for example, here we have the craft they will be doing on the first day, such as Officially a Preschooler, which is a fun sensory activity that will help with their skills as they are feeling the paint on their hands and they are exposed to crafts such as scissors and paint and markers. And here we have the directions, which is apply washable paint on the child's hand and add googly eyes. So this consists of 10 different lesson plans, which include colors, shapes, homes, farm animals, the ocean, and different concepts that are important for 4 to 5-year-olds to learn. So we also have our story, and the stories are based off of the lesson. So for example, here we have Froggy Goes to School by Jack London, and it shows that school is indeed fun and gives a perfect example that the children can relate to. We also have some educational crafts such as the telephone, which creates a base of knowledge for emergency and safety, so the children know their phone number and know what to call when they're in danger. And going off of different lessons, we have also families for our second lesson, and our centers will also be based off of the lesson. So for example, for the week of families will be playing home living and dollhouse and have blocks out. We will also have different projects such as weaving to help motor skills, to weave in and out, to have them exposed to different textures and different colors. And we also will have different types of fun letter of the days and numbers of the days to help them get the gist of numbers and letters and recognize them for their upcoming education into kindergarten and beyond. So for example, we have F for fish, and right here the children gradually learn about the alphabet in a fun way that they will always remember and refer to F as fish. And we will have show and tells every once in a while, and this is just to have the children expose themselves in front of an audience, which is their peers, and to have them speaking and expose them to social skills they can develop. And we will also be bringing up the topics of animals often and always be using their sensory skills as they are using their hands often in these crafts. And also, for my MGRP debatable topic, I chose preschool and whether or not it should be mandatory. And I believe that it should, as here I created an infographic with enrollment by country. So here we have the enrollment of different countries, such as the United States being at 54% and Australia being 47% compared to Denmark, which is 97% enrollment. And I believe this is very important, as Denmark is known as the happiest country in the world in a cross-national study, which is definitely a correlation to preschool. All right, so with public costs and benefits, the benefits definitely outweigh the costs, where there's different successes such as scholastic success, socioeconomic success, and a decrease in delinquency. And here I have the difference between the ages, whereas 3 to 4-year-olds, times have changed where preschool has become a bit more important than before, and although it's not as major as a kindergarten program, I definitely believe is definitely very important. And although I do not want to pursue the education field, I would definitely love to be involved with children, which is why I'm going to attend Georgia College State University to major in biology and follow the pre-med path. Do any of y'all have any questions?